Someone in the back said Gary, Indiana. I do have a joke about Gary, Indiana. Police in Gary, Indiana, like they have confirmed that there is an actual haunted house in Gary, Indiana. That is until they realize that's just how people look in Gary, Indiana. Nailed it, Gary, Indiana. Damn, got it. Next. Did you say it because you liked the joke, or you're like, move on? I've got 20 more minutes about Gary, Indiana. Let's do it. Let's do it. A lot of very interesting laughs tonight. That's great. This was in the news. There is a new world record for world's largest baby. Do you guys know about this? It's 15 pounds. Yeah, 15 pounds. If you are having trouble imagining what does 15 pounds look like, imagine a quarter-pound cheeseburger from McDonald's. Now imagine 60 of them. That's 15 pounds. That pile of meat came out of a woman. That happened. And then, 9 weeks later, she had to take her exhausted vagina back to work, making 20% less than her male counterparts doing the same job. So now, all she can afford to eat is the same food that her giant baby now resembles. We have to make some changes, America. You can clap for that. I'm a revolutionary. You guys are now understanding that. It's cold outside. Have you guys noticed this? Have you guys heard about this? It's kind of cold outside. Stand-up comedian right here. It's really cold out, and I'm cheap. Don't let these fancy duds fool you. Goodwill, because I can afford it. No, but I am cheap, and I like to keep my apartment kind of cold, save on the heat bill, and I'm not proud of it. I'm a little ashamed of it. So now I make fun of my friends who can afford to turn their houses up to 70. I make fun of them like, oh, Mr. Moneybags over here, heat bill's nothing for you. Mr. Big Shot over here doesn't like wearing snow pants to bed. Oh. You think you're so cool not having to wear 5 sweaters at once. Oh, you think it's too cold for you in February? It's too cold for you? Can I stay over this weekend? Can I stay over till March? I'm so cold. I just need to feel my toes. It's just so cold. You guys see that Super Bowl? You guys see that? Did anyone watch the halftime show? Woo! Yeah. A couple people were like, yes. I did watch it. I missed most of it. I worked during the Super Bowl, but I was in the break room when it was on, and Bruno Mars was singing for the halftime show, and someone else was in the break room on their phone, and she was just talking to someone, and she's like, I don't know, it's Bruno Mars. I don't know. If it's not power metal, I don't care. Oh, God. That's a weird standard that you leave for the rest of your life. If it's not power metal, count me out. You're just walking around every day, another disappointment, one after another. You just can't be power metal all the time. Let's see, I'll tell you guys a little about myself. I like riding my bike. I'm a bike guy. One time I was riding my bike, and there was a dead animal in the middle of the road. Yeah, it was really gross, blood and guts everywhere. But then I got closer, and I realized that it was a possum. And my first thought was, damn, that guy's really good. Performance of a lifetime. Really broke out all the fake blood and stuff. He had me fooled, really. Speaking of animals, transition time. I watched a documentary on raccoons. Here's something that I learned about raccoons. they are a total menace in Japan. Like they're ruining everything in Japan. Like they're just like they're pests there. They're not indigenous to Japan. Like they were brought over. The reason why they were brought over is because there was a cartoon in the 70s where the main character had a pet raccoon, and then everyone in Japan was like, "That sounds like a great idea. I'm gonna do that too." And then later on in the series, the main character left their raccoon out into the wild. And then everyone else is like, well, since we're following everything in the cartoons now, we have to let our raccoon out. And now it's a big problem. I just don't understand, why didn't they just make another episode where the main character starts eating raccoons? Problem solved right there. I don't eat raccoons. I'm vegan, you guys. You don't have to be vegan to not eat raccoons, by the way, but that's just my excuse. But people are always like, well, how can you be vegan in Wisconsin? Like, because like Wisconsin's known for cheese and dairy. Like, how can you? But my response is always, yeah, well, Wisconsin's also known for its cannibals. I'm okay with like, avoiding that stuff too. Cheese is a little more difficult to avoid. I'm able to do that. But people are always like, oh, I can never live without cheese. I can never live without dairy. I can never live without milk. Like my nephew's always saying that, like, I could never live without milk. He's only 3 months old. He's already really pretentious. He's really great. Remarkable child. I'm my nephew's godfather, which is really special for me. Which means that basically means that, like, should my sister and brother-in-law like die unexpectedly, like, I'm left with the responsibility of putting my nephew up for adoption. That's really special to me. I like that responsibility. That's horrible. After all you've like heard tonight, like, whoa, adoption? I can't imagine anything worse. Having two responsible adults take care of a child that they didn't birth themselves, oh my God, count me, no way. The most immoral thing I could ever think of. People that want to have kids but can't, and now they want to have kids? Oh.
You went too far.
Guys, I don't want to fool you guys. I do live in River West. I know you guys like, where's that guy from? I can't think of it. No, I do live there. I like living there. This is like the best way to explain that neighborhood to people. One time, I saw a guy on a skateboard get mugged by another guy on a skateboard. There it is. That's the only thing you need to know. I like living there because it's like, it's dangerous, but like kind of like a weird kind of danger. Here's another example. If I leave my apartment, like, it'll be like blocks before I realize that I have like an open beer in my hand and 17 more in my backpack. But like I'm like, okay, it's fine, because like I know that if I run into a bike cop, they'll just be like, hey, is that a backpack full of paps you got there? Can I buy one off of you? So it's good. But it gets a little dangerous though. Like they found a dead body in an alley by my house. And it was scary. It was like intense, and like my girlfriend was upset, and she was like freaking out. Like, should we do something? Should we move? Like, what should we do? And I tried to calm her down, and I was like, look, it doesn't matter where we live. We're always gonna live in the neighborhood with the dead bodies. That's really all we can afford at this point. Just gonna have to learn to step over them, maybe. I don't know. We don't have a lot of options right now. You're just gonna have to get a job or something. I don't know. One of us is gonna have to do something. I did get mugged one time. I know I look really tough, but like really, I promise you, it did happen once, and like it's really scary because like someone is physically taking your possessions away. Like he's taking my wallet, and then he grabs my phone. I was like, look, can I just have my keys so I can get home? And he was like, well, where do you live? And I was like, a couple blocks away. And he's like, well, let me give you a ride. It's really dangerous out here. So yeah, it's very nice. That's what keeps me in the neighborhood, I guess. Like I'll get robbed, but like I'll still have a ride home. That's all. Can you do that in Bayview? I don't think so. Not from what I've heard. No. But as I said before, I'm living with my girlfriend. That's really special. There she is. Was that like an awe, like, oh, that's sweet, or like, I'm more of the first one. No, it's great because like I was kind of a terrible person when I was single. Like I was not terrible. I was terrible at being single. Here's an example. I was at a bar once and I was talking to a girl, and out of nowhere she said, "You should try online dating." Which is a weird thing to say when I'm trying to buy you a drink. I asked her if she wanted to see a movie with me, and she said she couldn't because she had to move a couch. That's what she was trying to use as her excuse. I was like, have you even seen a movie before? Because like even like the terrible ones are still better than moving furniture. Like I would rather see Alien vs. Predator versus Brown versus the Board of Education than even like think about moving furniture. I had to explain that to her, and somehow the date didn't work. I don't know. Her loss, I guess. No, I have tried the online dating stuff, and it worked out well for me. I had a pleasant experience, like because to me, like using a site like OkCupid is like going to it's like going to a club with a really great wingman, because like right away OkCupid's like, hey, check out that girl over there. This is what she likes. This is what she doesn't like. You guys are a pretty good match, so you should go talk to her. And like, oh, thanks, OkCupid. That's good advice. Which is way better than like my friends who are like, oh, well, her over there, she's like bi, and she has a gold tooth, and she has a hook for a hand. Go for it. I don't know. My friends are they're just trying to help. I'm gonna leave you guys with this one story. I was a dumb kid. I was very dumb. Never grew out of it. I was a dumb person. Here's the best thing, but the story that really exemplifies or really shows that. When I was like 8, my little brother and we watched by ourselves the movie Blazing Saddles, and then decided to dress up as cowboys and act out scenes from the movie. So basically, we said the N-word a whole lot. Way more than like 8-year-olds should. But the thing is, like, we weren't trying to be offensive. We weren't trying to be like mean. Like we were just dumb. Like we were so dumb. We didn't even know Blazing Saddles was a comedy. We just thought it was like a documentary, and that's just how like cowboys talked. And we wanted to be authentic in like the portrayal of the racist cowboys that we were portraying. We just thought that was like a slang term that cowboys use. You know, like flapjacks or 6-shooter or cactus. You know, like made-up words that cowboys used. It turns out we said that word so many times that like our neighbor had to come out and tell us that we were offending her with our old-timey buckaroo jargon, and it felt like we were in trouble. It was weird. Like so we decided, okay, we're not going to say that word anymore. But then it was weird because a couple years later, I would listen to like hip hop and rap lyrics and wonder, why did these guys keep talking about cowboy things? Like, it doesn't make any sense. All right, thank you guys. I'm Jake Kornely. Christopher Schmidt, everybody.
Keep the clapping happening for Jake Kornely. All right, our next